Call the meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. All members are present. Approval of the agenda. Is there any changes? Council? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe, second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approval of the minutes, November 17th, 2021 regular meeting. All received them in your packet. Is there any changes, corrections, or clarification needed within those minutes? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the November 17th regular meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against.
I'll abstain. I was absent.
Okay, 4 in favor, none against, 1 abstention. Thank you. This brings us to our public open forum. Is anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Call a third time. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the council? Our public open forum is closed. We'll then move on to our public hearing. We'll recess the regular council meeting and move into our public hearing. We have one public hearing before us this evening regarding the proposed 2022 budget and property taxes. It is our intention that everyone has the opportunity to be heard. If you wish to speak, please sign in on the sign-up sheet at the back of the room. The procedure is as follows. Presentation by staff, followed by questions of staff. Then we have public input. Raise your hand. When recognized by the mayor, approach the podium and state your name and address for the record. State your comments and position. No one will be allowed to speak a second time until everyone has had a chance to be heard. First, we will hear questions for clarification, then public in favor of the proposal, then public speaking against the proposal. After everyone who wishes to speak has had the opportunity to be heard, the hearing will be closed. After closure of the public hearing, the council will deliberate and take action as appropriate. Members of the audience do not participate in the council's discussion unless a majority of the council concedes to hear additional information or questions. The hearing is now in session. Vicki?
As you said, this city is to conduct the 2022 budget public hearing to give the public an opportunity to ask questions and comment on the proposed 2022 budget and levy. The budget that you have in front of you represents the changes to the adopted preliminary, which has been updated. This resulted in a change in the general fund, leaving a revenue versus expenditure shortfall of the $198,244.13. This was a change from that was initially proposed. However, since I put the packet together, we've also identified a combination of revenues and expenditure potential that could close $165,000 of that gap. So we're about $33,000 in gap. So we feel pretty comfortable about that. The City Council had asked that a levy increase to cover the increased cost of 6% be certified as a preliminary levy. That's what it shows in the budget. What this resulted in 0.8% increase in our tax rate. So if you see on the tax rate trend table, which we put together for you every year of all the cities in Stearns County, you'll see that Sauk Center stays right in the middle at 15. That's where we've been for the last few years. And you can kind of see what each of the other cities have done up and down. Everybody varying based on, whether they had TIF districts decertifying or if they took a zero increase in levy or paid off a piece of equipment. So that's kind of all affects their tax rate. But you can see right where we land. This new rate was applied to all the property tax values in the city or the whole county, and everybody was sent theirs to their home. So you all received that at your home address, and depending on whether your value went up or down is where you're going to see an increase or a decrease in your taxes. But the city part of it would have been 0.8% increase due to the city's expending. The other potential reasons for increase and decrease, in addition to the value change, includes changes to the county and the school levies, including the school voter approved levy and also the state tax applied to commercial properties. And also the budget does present several proposed transfers. So at year end, when we do our transfers, we can make adjustments to accomplish the closing any other gaps. Does anybody have any questions for me so far?
Can you repeat what the difference you found in, since this was,
165,000. So what we had looked at, we looked at a couple different things of expenses. There was 50,000 for a code enforcement, and preliminary, we had talked about that. And then what we were going to try to accomplish with that didn't come to fruition, so that's a potential thing that could be eliminated. We had some playground equipment and sprinkler systems, some kind of capital type things like that in the street and parks department. And then also we had some street funding, small cities grant money that had came in last year and this year both that we did not fund or we did not use. So that goes into the sinking fund, so that could come back. So right there is 165 that we could, if we need to, use. Of course, as the year goes on, you know, we apply for grants and we get donations and things that aren't anticipated. And so we can kind of control the expenses, but sometimes the revenues, you're able to find more than you expected. So we'll keep going down that route to try to, right now there's some grants out there that people aren't even realizing are there that we keep monitoring. So we're hopeful we'll be able to secure some more of that too. So I think we have a fairly high level of comfort that we'll be able to close that gap.
Not if you're in St. Joseph.
Pardon me?
St. Joseph's 2.5 times what we're doing for taxes. But I don't live-
Under tax rate.
Yeah,
so we have an opportunity because 6% was the preliminary. We could potentially drop this.
Well, if you drop it, then it's going to raise the gap
Increase your
back
gap.
up again.
With that 6%, okay, now I understand. You're doing the math with the 6%, okay.
Right. Yeah, if we drop it, then it increases that gap and
Yep.
makes it a little harder to
Yep,
make both match at the end of the year.
right.
But an 0.8% difference from last year to this year.
1% is about $40,000.
yep.
Any other questions for Vicky? Okay. You have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, then we will ask the public if they want to speak to the council in favor or against or needs clarification. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak in favor or against or needs clarification for the proposal? Call a third time. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor or against or needs clarification of the proposal? Any other last minute questions from the council? Okay, our public hearing is now closed. We will reconvene our regular council meeting. Number 6, EDA report.
The EDA met today in regular session at noon. They had a couple items on their agenda. They received an update on the South Sauk Center Industrial Park, on the development progress. You can see work going on out there. And maybe under unfinished business, we could have Chuck actually talk about the different projects. And also on the Aerosmith Plat 3 development progress. And then on item C, the warehousing project purchase agreement. At a couple meetings ago, we had a closed meeting with a letter of intent, and the city council then provided some feedback. We went back to them, and they have now submitted a purchase agreement. And that'll be on the agenda tonight for you to look at, and the EDA does recommend you proceed with that. And the Aerosmith Plat 3 Lot 2, the progress report on that is that we're going to be coming back to the city council to change the name on the TIF district and the development agreement for Lot 2. And then Lot 3, we're just in the process of doing some easements to get those done and some declarations recorded on some properties, so we're ready to close on that. So that's the two real estate transactions in Aerosmith Plat. On the Western Stern CEO, they're recommending we renew that. The EDA contributes $1,000 a year towards that program. That's the entrepreneurship program at the school, so that would be a recommendation. And then informational items, the Main Streeter Apartments abatement payment went out, which reimburses the city actually for our development costs when we put the sewer and water up to the Main Streeter Apartments. And then also TIF 111 will have its final payment has been made, so we'll be decertifying that. So that's it for the EDA with those two recommendations.
Questions? Okay, we'll move on to action items. 7A, approve resolution 2021-110, adopting the 2022 levy.
So this is the levy that includes the 6% that you had proposed at the preliminary, and that's just laid out by general fund, all the special revenues funds, and the debt service fund. So the total 2022 levy is $2,092,267.
Questions? Comments? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-110?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Diane. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7B, approve resolution 2021-111, adopting 2022 budget.
This is all the budget items, and in the general fund, it's broken down by department. And we have all the special revenue funds and the TIF funds, debt service funds, and capital project funds. So the total expenditure budget for all departments of the city, including the capital projects, that's a big chunk of it, is $17,928,16.13.
Questions? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-111?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shellen,
I'll second.
second by Joe. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7C, approve resolution 2021-112, decertifying TIF District 1-11.
So in 2010, the city created TIF District 111. It was also known as Talk Inc., or the Wind Tower Project in the Industrial Park. And that did the wind tower renovation facility, where he would take old wind towers and renovate them. At that time, a contract for private development was entered into with Talk and Sauk Center Opportunities. Sauk Center Opportunities provided the property to Talk for $0, and then they were reimbursed $95,000 in the form of a TIF pay-as-you-go note. The reimbursement payments occurred over a period of 9 years. 2021 marks the 9th and final year. And with that agreement fulfilled, the district should be decertified. And then when we decertify the district, any funds remaining in the TIF fund will be returned to the county for redistribution back to the various taxing authorities, and the property will return to the general tax rolls. And we have about $1,500 left in there to return back to the county, and then that will get redistributed back out. So what we're looking to do tonight is to approve resolution 2021-112, decertifying the tax increment financing district 111 effective December 31st, 2021.
Questions? Comments? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-112?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Joe, second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7D, approve resolution 2021-113, approving interfund transfers.
So this is at the end of the year, we approve various transfers between funds. These include the transferring the fire department's share of the city hall bond payment to the bond fund. We transfer stormwater fees to the bond fund. We transfer future equipment purchases to the sinking fund. And then we transfer current year purchases back from the sinking fund to the general. So money we've been saving up goes into the sinking fund, comes back in the year we purchase. So that's what that part is for. This is the abatement part, complex abatement that I just referred to, that gets transferred to the EDA. We are recommending closing a couple capital project funds And those two funds that we are is closed is going to be the 2020 street project, which was the Elm Street project, and then also the Challenge Park. So those two will be closed. And then we'd be transferring funds from the hospital fund to the South Sauk Center Industrial Park project. That's a total of $1,997,079.25. And then we have one additional transfer that I'd recommend, and that was we received $39,951 of small city grant money for streets. I'd like to take that and also put that in the sinking fund for use next year. So we'd have a total transfer of $2,037,030.25 once you add that $39,951 to it. And we'll update the resolution and everything to include that. So that's Resolution 2021-113, approving interfund transfers.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-113?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shallen, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7E, approve Resolution 2021-114, designating polling place.
So Minnesota statute 204B requires the city council by ordinance or resolution to designate a polling place for the upcoming year. This prevents changing to polling places less than 90 days in advance of an election unless, of course, it's wiped out by a tornado or something like that. The attached resolution designates Sauk Center City Hall as the official polling place for any special or regular election in 2022. So that's approved resolution 2021-114 designating the polling place.
Comments, concerns? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-114?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe,
Second.
second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7F, approve 5-year sprinkler maintenance agreement.
So the City Hall here has a wet and a dry sprinkler system that requires annual maintenance and also a 5-year internal pipe inspection. Summit Fire Protection has submitted a proposal to conduct the 5-year test for $1,050. And Summit also does all our fire extinguishers, and they do our annual here and at the arena and various other places that we have sprinklers. So what we're looking here is to approve the inspection service agreement with Summer Fire Protection for the City Hall for the 5-year maintenance inspection.
Questions?
Was it 5-year maintenance test? Is that just done every 5 years?
Every
or did
5 years,
Okay.
You have your regular inspection, and then every 5 years you do a more comprehensive internal pipe inspection. I don't know how they do that, but that's what they're for.
Okay. Any other questions, or comments? Do I have a motion to approve the inspection service agreement with Summit Fire Protection?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, second
I'll
by
second.
Diane.
Yeah.
Playing umpire here. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7G, approve Resolution 2021-109, approving sale of forfeited vehicles.
The police department had received forfeited vehicles which you'd previously authorized to go for sale. They were advertised through the state of Minnesota online auction. We sold the 2010 Mercury Mariner for $1,850, the 2007 Chevy Impala for $3,228, and the 2011 Buick Enclave for $9,650. So what we're looking to do is approve Resolution 2021-109, authorizing the sale of these forfeited vehicles.
Questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Diane to approve Resolution 2021-109. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second?
I'll second.
Joe is seconding it.
Yep.
Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7H, approve Resolution 2021-115, authorizing execution of utility easement.
So Caribou Coffee, they're the owner of Lot 1 of the Aerosmith plat. They're requesting a utility easement across Lot 2, which is the middle lot, for the installation of an electrical line to a pylon sign proposed on Lot 3. So Lot 3 is proposing a pylon sign up in the corner, but it'll be the different businesses there will share the sign. So Caribou wants an electric line to it so they can control their lighting of their sign, and then the other businesses will control their own. So what he's looking for is a utility easement. It goes along the edge of our stormwater pond to go up to that Lot 3. So that's what we're looking at here. I did include a copy of the sketch in your packet, but it'll really only be the part of how Lot 2 goes about halfway down the page, because on Lot 3, they have a agreement specifically with them for more than just the easement. It includes maintenance and different things like that. So what we're looking to is just approve Resolution 2021-115, authorizing execution of utility easement.
Questions, comments?
I guess my assumption would be that Lot 3, the purchaser there would be okay with this?
Yes,
Okay.
they've already got their end of it negotiated to get from that property line between 2 and 3 to the sign itself.
All right. Then I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. We have a motion by Shallon to approve Resolution 2021-115. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Diane. Any other comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7I, approve Resolution 2021-116, authorizing sale of real estate.
So the EDA has been working with Neighborhood Realty on the negotiation for the sale of a lot in the South Sauk Center Industrial Park. The sale was presented to the city in the form of a letter of intent at a prior closed meeting, at which time the city authorized the staff to proceed. The purchase agreement now has been received according to the terms and conditions that were presented by the EDA. And this is for Lot 1, which is the L-shaped lot that goes around the truck stop. The sale price of the lot is $322,500. They also have the first right of refusal for 2 years for one additional lot. The city is allowed to buy back the property at 95% of the sale price if they do not construct within 2 years. And the use has to be consistent with our grant guidelines. So that's kind of the basic terms of the contract. Closing has been set for December 23rd. So we're looking to approve Resolution 2021-116, authorizing the execution of the purchase agreement and the closing documents.
Questions, comments?
Maybe I missed it. Did you say with the first right of refusal, did they pick a lot now, or did they do that?
No, they actually, the lot that would be northwest, like kitty corner across that corner, is the one that they're looking at too.
Okay.
Okay.
So if somebody comes in and wants to buy that lot and you negotiate an agreement, then they have the first right to buy it at that price.
Okay.
It's not like we take it off the market, it's just that they have an opportunity to buy it at whatever price we might negotiate.
And then if they would exercise that right and take that lot, then they've got 2 years to do something with it.
Then we would enter that purchase agreement, yeah. with
Okay.
them. And we could set 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, that's up to you.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-116?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shallon,
I'll second.
second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Unfinished business, Chuck, you want to?
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. The Interpretive Center, as you know, the construction's been completed as far as 2021. But we are currently working with Mark Lee on the next pay application. So as soon as we get that wrapped up, we'll get that to you on the next agenda. For the South Industrial Park, there's one pipe crew currently installing utilities. They are also doing some earthwork grading, moving some topsoil around. We have 2 or 3 pads actually pretty close to final grade currently, so making good progress. They did find some existing egg drain tile, so we're kind of working on mapping that or figuring out the extent of where that goes and see if it'll be an issue, but they're just kind of ripping it out as they go right now, which is fine. And then for the 2022 capital improvements project, we're well into design. It's moving along well. It's be a big plan set. We have the 2nd Street pond size. We kind of have a couple options on the table, but like it'll be about either a .22 acre pond size or a .44, just to meet some of the TSS and phosphorus removal requirements from the watershed. And then we'll probably have maybe some options to bring to you guys on the next agenda. Maybe I'd do a little presentation, run through some slides on some other stuff and some downtown options for Second Street as well. So look forward to that. So if you got any questions on any of those, I can certainly.
With the South Industrial Park, how long are they anticipating still working this year? Is it just weather dependent, or do they have a date that they're thinking?
A little bit of both, but looking like they'll be able to work up to the end of the year, Christmas.
Okay.
And then probably not after that. So
Oh.
probably 3 more weeks. Unless it gets really cold, but it doesn't look like it's going to.
And at the rate they're moving, that could be almost done.
Yeah, they're going fast, which is good.
Yes.
I also drove through the new Caribou drive-through today, but they weren't open yet, so.
Right. Okay, any other questions?
Did we talk about, I don't remember talking about a stormwater pond on Second Street.
So, east of Main Street, there currently is no outlet to the river for the stormwater. It currently ponds in the street through like a French drain system in Pine and Second.
So we're talking between the old Steiner building, or not Center Lumber and, okay,
The dead end, the
Yep.
east. Yep.
So, on the end of Second, on the east end, there's the city lot.
yep,
So that's where we'll be locating the pond, to drain basically that whole neighborhood there from
Okay.
Sinclair to the railroad tracks,
okay.
or old railroad track, or railroad area.
Thank you. I didn't know we were talking about it, and I was trying to think of where a pond could even go, so that makes sense.
It'll be a good spot, they'll be able to.
Yeah,
I mean, it's basically used for snow storage.
it's
in
close
the
to
winter.
wetland anyways, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So they'll be able to push snow on all winter, and it'll just melt in the pond in the spring, so it'll fit well.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you, Chuck. We have no new business, and brings us to our consent agenda. We have schedule of claims, unpaid claims of $53,439.70, paid claims of $942.17, for a total of $54,381.87. We have resolution number 2021-117, accepting contribution of, you have the dollar amount for the
124.38.
2438. Okay. Contribution from the men's card playing group of 12438 to be allocated to the senior center. We have $3,000 from the Sauk Center seniors to be allocated to the senior center. We have $250 from Gloria Stone to be split evenly between police department and ambulance department. $200 from an anonymous donor to be allocated to the police department. Hennepin County has donated the breathalyzer tester to the police department, and they also allocated helmets to the police department. That's what Officer Jensen at the last meeting had talked about. So it's recommended that the city acknowledge the contributions, and I want to acknowledge those contributions on behalf of the city and the council, and thank those people for their contributions. Is there any questions about the consent agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Heidi, second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. We have no informational items. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Meeting adjourned.